Hi everyone! So in this video I'm going to show you how to make a quick pirate costume. No sewing required, no glue gun, just all you need is fabric and a pair of really sharp scissors. So with this fabric I bought actually from Walmart. I bought about 1.5 yards, which is actually a lot more than I actually really needed, but I only spent $4.50 for this. So, and I picked out this particular fabric because of the patchwork pattern, and I know that's really infamous with pirate costume because pirates are poor and they just, like patch pieces of fabric together to make their clothes anyway. So I thought this was a really suited fabric for that particular costume. So the first thing that I like to do is you want to pick up the fabric and then cut out the largest piece for your body portion. So all I do is I hold up starting from the end of the fabric and just hold over your shoulders, and then you want to maybe do about 1 inch or 2 away from where your shoulders are, so that way you have some ends of it to use to tie off. So I'm estimating mine to be right about here. So all you have to do, and this has already been, it's already bifolded, so that way you have your front piece and your back piece while you're cutting it. And so all you have to do, once you measure it, just go ahead and cut down on a straight line, so that way you have your front shirt of the front piece of your shirt and the back piece of your shirt. And like I said, this particular costume, you're not going to use any sewing, no glue gun. All you're going to do is we're going to tie off pieces of the different shirt to make it look like the pirate shirt. And I actually first made this costume back in high school when we had like our spirit week, and the theme for the day was a pirate costume, and I got a lot of compliments on it. So it was really cute. So I wanted to recreate that for you. And I was trying to find a picture of myself wearing that costume, but I couldn't find it because it's been such a long time. So I'm recreating it like off the top of my head. So and this piece is going to be the main piece of your costume. So now that you have that piece cut, go ahead and separate the front and the back side by cutting down right in the middle of these. So now you have your front piece of your shirt and then the back piece of your shirt. So what we want to do next is go ahead and start cutting out the arm pieces. So with your leftover piece of fabric, you're going to want to make room. You're going to want to cut 2 arm pieces, one for your left and one for your right side. So what I like to do with this one is to keep it really simple as well without any sewing required. You want to measure the diameter of your arm so that way it will fit your entire arm piece. So like I said, again, this has already been folded in half, so that way you'll be able to cut at the same time your left side and your right side of the arm sleeves. So like I said, this is a really rough estimate. It doesn't have to be perfect, but once you get the diameter of your arm, you always want to give about 1 inch or 2 extra, so that way it gives you room to tie off the pieces together. So that's the diameter of my arm, so I'm going to go ahead and do about 2 inches away from that, and then I'm going to cut right here. So after you cut out your arm piece, go ahead and you're going to go ahead and cut that in half again, so that way you have your left piece and your right side piece. There we go. So now you have your left side and your right side arm pieces. So now for this part where we start tying everything together, you will have to put it on directly so that way you can really measure out how tight you want it to be or how loose you want it to be. So the first step you want to do after you've cut all your pieces is to create your front piece and your back piece. So all you have to do is tie the two pieces together so that way it'll rest on your shoulders. And I usually like to do 2 knots so that way it's super secure. So there's your shirt for the top portion. But what you're going to do with this is then you're going to want to measure out where you want your armpit to go. So I'm going to say about right here. So what we're going to do is you want to make sure we measure that out, and what we're going to do is we're going to go and cut this piece out so that way it still gives us that feminine shape, and then we'll have more handles to tie this. There we go. So I'm going to go ahead and fix the neckline right now because I feel like that's a little bit too much. So all you want to do is you're going to cut a little loop where the neckline should be. So these two pieces we're just going to tie together. So now I'm going to show you how to do the sleeve of the arm. So what I did here for the sleeve is I tied a little knot for your wrist so that way it doesn't fall all over the place. And then what I did here for the underarm is cut like a big U shape out of it so that way it gives you more room for your armpit. So I'm going to go ahead and just use this first one as a template to use to make my second arm. And it really depends on how long you want your sleeve to be. If you want it all the way down here, if you want it to be an elbow length, you can kind of adjust and cut how short you want it to be. So this is what your arm piece should look like. And the way we're going to tie it is your arm's going to go in this way. And then we're just going to tie these two pieces here at the end. Arm sleeve. There we go. So this is where you will put your wrist in, and then for the shoulder you're gonna actually knot this through the shoulder of the main piece of your shirt. Okay, so I already did it for this side, so we're gonna go ahead and do it on this one. So all you're gonna do, this is the shoulder part and this is the neck part. So you're just gonna take this through here and just knot it that way. So there's your pirate shirt. So this is still pretty loose fitted, but I'm going to show you how to really, when you're going to wear it out, to make sure how you really dress it up and make it look more feminine and nicer looking.